just walk off.
The doors of the Love Church are now open. Dear world, you name it, we cover it from the world of singles to the behind the scenes of the greatest movie ever filmed, called Marriage. We dig into everything from dating 101. Why won't they commit? It's complicated. I can't do it if it's the three of us. They're a good person, but I'm not attracted to them in that way. 2, they really didn't disclose who they were before I said I do. How do I do this if they can't keep a job? The bills are paid, but the bedroom is suffering. Did I marry you or did I marry your family because we only can take care of us? Let's open up our marriage. Why do I have to buy into your beard gang illusion? You could have told me you were down low and we could have remained friends and not married. And last but not least, did you marry me or your pastor? Have we gotten your attention yet? If so, tune in to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio, Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you want to hear more of today's real issues in the world of love. The doors of the Love Church are now open.
All right. All right. Greetings, sir.
Greetings, bro.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. I'm your host, Charles Dixon, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Adam Ford. How are you, sir?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? Looks like we back, everybody. Looks like we back. Looks like somebody took a nap. They feel better about life, so now we're back, everybody. Hope y'all didn't miss us too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta, sometimes you get out of the pocket and you gotta just take a break, make sure you're getting yourself back to where you need to be.
That's true. You're right about that. Absolutely.
All right. So, okay, I'm trying to make sure this shared everything. Okay. All right. So, today, oh, my. Today, sir, is probably, out of all the shows we did, this is the show that they'll probably call Fire Marshal Bill.
Really?
This will be you know what? Don't come on here no more. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to hear no more supporters. The show is done. Anyway. No. Okay, so listen. We're going to take our time today, Mr. Ford, and walk down this street very succinctly. We're going to walk down the street and just, talk about this because while the title jumping out at you can definitely be like, what? I don't care. Don't nobody care about no band, whatever. All right. But it is a relevant topic, right? It's a very relevant topic because I'm seeing everywhere people are in retrospect about their singleness. Okay. So I saw a woman that I know on my timeline and she was sort of reflecting. She randomly was just talking about how it dawned on her that 10 years ago, I guess she had divorced.
Okay.
And that fast forward, she realized that it just hit her that she has not been, she's been single for this long time, right? And so how she was just, she went to a wedding and she saw a beautiful wedding and she saw a couple that I guess triumphed over some things. They brought it together and they got married and she thought it was a beautiful thing. And so it inspired her to say, I'm not going to, I guess she had been living in the vein of sometimes discouragement can sit in when relationships after another don't work or this one almost got to the altar or didn't go or this one lied about this. So it can kind of weigh on a woman and make them get discouraged about the whole thing. And so I think sometimes women will cut that button off to make them sensitive to it and they just navigate as they do, right? It's kind of numb. And so I think from what I gathered from her, because it was very kind of heartfelt, it sounded like she was just like, she's ready. She said when she saw the wedding, it made her just kind of wish she had the whole family package. You know how sometimes everybody have children over here and you split with this person. And so you just like, this is not what God intended. He wanted family. And so she left thinking that. And so I just thought about it and I was just like, man, a lot of people out here have these stories of I'm single, that's not what I want, or I was with this person, or we were married to this person, I was with this man said this man did this. And so that's why I came up with this. I didn't just come up with this today, but a couple of weeks ago, I came up with this idea to just talk about, like, and I want this to be as cohesive. Everybody, if you want, the usuals, chime in, or whomever, chime in and speak your piece. But this is one of those things where it comes down to when you're thinking about a man, right?
Mhm.
And I know there are a lot of women that are very experienced with men. They've been, whether long relationships, married a few times, whatever the case is. There are some women out here that really feel they know men, right? They know
Okay.
men. And so, but the question still deems like, what is it? What is the secret sauce to keeping a man, if there is to be some? And so that's why I said in the write up, I said, is it a formula or is it simply happenstance? And I
Okay.
said, and I happen to believe it's a teeny bit of both, right?
Okay.
Formula. When I think formula, I think there are certain things, certainly, that appeal to a man and make him value it,
Okay.
whatever that characteristics is.
Mhm.
And if it's kind of, if it's how he deems it, it works for him. And usually it is a formula. But on the flip side of us fickle men, there is the case of the man who might have been gallivanting throughout life, doing much of nothing, and then out of the blue, I mean, he could have been doing stuff, but it was meaningless. But then
Okay.
out of the blue, he meets this person, and she shifts his entire world, changes him inside and out, and
Okay.
all of a sudden, he's ready.
Okay.
And then he's ready to go and do all these things. And so this can happen with men, right? It's a common thing. But um, I guess give me a little bit of how you kind of think on this before I kind of dig deeper into it, and we can go from there.
I mean, so I think maybe you might be kind of sort of right when you say that it has to do with a formula or possible, happenstance. Well, yeah, I think in terms of trying to keep somebody, you want to be in relationship with somebody. I think you have to be deliberate and not leave it up to quote unquote, like you said, happenstance. Now, some of that has to do with the fact that, you have good chemistry, you got compatibility, you guys get along together, you have a lot of commonality, you have a lot of similarities along with differences, which makes the relationship, I guess, more attractive. Um, but I really do believe that if you want to be with somebody, if you want to be with a man, being a woman, that you have to be deliberate in how you approach him, and I think sometimes, if we're not careful, we we might put some expectations in that relationship that will most likely kind of sort of sabotage it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not being realistic with your expectations. I think it is. I think at least for me, when I look at my life and my relationships, there has always been this sense of intentionality
Okay.
that this is not going to happen by osmosis. Uh, the universe is not going to be involved in terms of what I do, in terms of who I pursue. But I'm going to make up my mind to go after this particular person because I believe that this relationship is what I want.
Mm.
And I think that's part of the, if you want to say, secret sauce to the success of the relationship. That I'm not sitting here waiting for it to happen. I'm actually making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me turn the microphone back to you now, Adam. What you know? Anyway, so the point I wanted to ask you is this, because let's flip the coin. In your honest opinion, you mentioned osmosis. Do you think this is something that men just organically start to think like, and they come into this mindset to be like, I want to be intentional, or do you think circumstances can sometimes position a man to think in some ways that maybe some other men may not always think? And I say circumstances because, put it this way, if you're raised up,
Mhm.
and for whatever reason, maybe your dynamic was a little less than ideal, right?
Mhm.
Of
Mhm.
how you saw mom and dad or what you thought they should have been.
Right. Right.
And so sometimes I feel like that can sow a seed within a man or woman to
Yeah.
say, you know what, I will, when I get to X and X age, I
Right.
will not do this because
Right.
I see the effects that it has or it had. So if I have all the culpability in my body, I'm going to make sure this and this doesn't happen to me, and I'm going to go. And I
Mhm.
say that because I've seen that played out in a few scenarios where maybe I've had some friends or even people that's kind of associates, and when I hear them talk, I look at their behavior and I hear them talk about sometimes their history. And it kind of tells the story sometimes, and you like, oh, I can see. And of course, there's exceptions to the rule where not everybody comes from that vein to make it to the situation, but it's definitely something to make you say, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So here's the first thing that came to my mind when you asked me that question was the fact that I think for a lot of us who are older, um, that the thought that was the probably the most prominent thought when it came to dealing with the opposite sex, particularly for men, was the fact that we had been taught that we need to sow our wild oats before we decide we're gonna settle down and get married to somebody.
yeah,
That was the thing that was modeled. That was the thing that was the most preeminent thought when it came to men and how they deal with relationships. I'm gonna get out here and I'm going up to the club. I'm going. I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
put
smash X amount of people.
I'm gonna pop some bottles, and I'm gonna talk to this chick, I'm gonna talk to this girl, or whatever like that, all in an effort to quote unquote sow your wild oats, or to put it in a more blunt terms, to have your fun without consequence.
Mm,
You
okay,
see what I'm saying? And so a lot of us we're taught and we're modeled that, hey, get out there, sow your wild oats, because you only live once and you want to see what's out there. You want to experience this one, but then you want to taste of that one. Then you want this one to come in. Then you want I mean, that's what was modeled, right? And so for a lot of men, when it came to being in a relationship or even thinking about being in a relationship,
okay,
that was actually given less value, if you will.
mm,
It
mm,
was given less priority. Uh, it was more about your pleasure, your personal pleasure. Again, you're sowing your wild oats, than
yeah,
it was about actually establishing a viable relationship. Now,
yeah,
having said that, uh, and it was interesting that you started to go the family route in terms of being raised in a family where you had a mom and a dad, and they had a good marriage and a good
yeah,
relationship, in
yeah,
terms of seeing that and then wanting that too, versus coming from a broken home or a single family home where
yeah,
divorce had occurred. Dad may not have been there. Mom is there, maybe, possibly. And so it's interesting that when you have that dynamic sometimes, that when you do come from the home that has the mom and the dad, and I think we talked about this before, Charles, that you don't necessarily automatically go toward that direction in terms of establishing a relationship
yes,
to have that marriage.
yeah.
But like I said, on the opposite side of that, when you come from a home where you did not have both parents, that's the thing that you kind of go after.
And it
You go
drives.
after go after having the marriage and the whole family and the mom and the dad and the kids and everything like that. So there are different factors that are at play in terms of us making our own individual decisions as to, am I going to pursue this particular path, or am I going to go over here and pursue this particular path? You know, and again, it kind of has it does tie to how you were brought up, what type of home you were brought up in terms of what was modeled before you, or wasn't modeled, or what wasn't modeled before you.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
gave you a desire to have what you wanted to have and everything like that. So
I think it's a thing. I think it's a matter of, and this same thing I'm about to say can be applied throughout life.
Mhm.
But it's one of those cases where you ever notice how, let's just say, you live in the hood and you got your friends, and that granted, people from the hood make do, and they know how to make suffering look fun, right? Because they don't like it. No one likes to live in situations where you feel like maybe you got a little struggle.
okay,
If you gave anybody ever in the hood anything where they think, if their mind hasn't been imprisoned to feel like that's the only place they belong, they gonna get out of there. You know,
Right.
we got many stories of people who are there, and there, and they'll tell you where they come from. I come from the south side of this, that, and the other.
right.
To say, it's always amazing to me how the hood will have friends outside. Now, the hood is befriending them because they admire that they have structure. They got their parents. They got a nice house. They got a nice car. Oh, when I go spend the night over there, we get treated to steak and we get all these things. And at home, we got sugar and Kool-Aid. We don't have the same thing. So the thing is, you have all that going on. But you ever notice how, I don't care where I've been, like when I was in school, college, I noticed that the people that didn't come from nowhere near the hood, they want to go play in the hood.
In the hood,
It is like, well, I know I didn't have that concern growing up, but tell me more about that life. I'm more interested, intrigued by that. So I'm saying that to say that usually, like you said, the people who came up with the model of the man and the woman and the father, sometimes we don't appreciate it. Let's be honest. We've seen, not that any marriage or any two were perfect, but we saw a model and we was like, okay, dad go to work, he come home, he cover the things, he make mom secure, mom do her things, she take care of her things, she makes the balance. You know, you see these things, they're both raising the kids, he do this, she corrects some, he corrects some, and they come together. And then, like you said, you have the kids who maybe you came up and mama left and ran off with the man on the road, or dad had to halfway raise y'all, or then vice versa. So that, you said, that creates a drive. And to be honest, that drive in some men, it's a drive to correct the deficit. And then you were like, look, I don't appreciate the fact that I was raised with this deficit. So I'm going to overturn this with my good gesture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you go out and you do this, that, and the other. Now, I'm going to turn the corner. Those are practicalities of sometimes why it struggles to keep men, or you might find a consistent one. Those struggles. But I'm going to throw one thing out there before I go down the line. Of my opinion, it's a small opinion, but I've observed this over time. And one of the reasons the ladies don't throw rocks all at the same time,
take a turn.
To me, one of the reasons why I feel women struggle to keep men in their lives.
Okay.
And this is just coming from, I haven't been around the block, up on the balcony and then back. Okay, I'm just going to tell you why I think people struggle to keep men. If a man pays very close attention to his woman or the person he's dating or whatever the case. Now, I'm not saying this is in all scenarios, and I'll give the differences. But what I have noticed, more women are concerned with their ability to catch rather than to keep.
Okay.
A lot of women They're concerned with their exterior. Oh, here comes the New Year's resolution. We going to the gym. Oh, girl, show me how to cook. Girl, let's go to the pole class. Let's work. Let's go do this. And they in their mind, they're doing all of these things that keeps them in a preparatory state.
Yeah.
Stay ready.
Yeah.
But the key is when you're staying ready, that's telling a man anywhere in proximity to you that you're not content.
Okay.
And it's not to say that no one has to not love on yourself. By all means, take care of yourself, eat right, and do those things, and whatever the things that keep you healthy. But there's a difference when I say when someone is concerned with staying ready to catch. And it's almost like you're saying, I know I'm in a relationship. I know I may have this and that going on, but just in case, I'm ready to be caught. And the kicker is this. It's kind of an oxymoron. If you with somebody that you appreciate and or love, the goal is to keep.
Right. Hopefully.
Why don't we invest in those practicalities that help us keep? All we do is prepare ourselves for experiences. When you perfect the art of staying ready to be caught, if we go to any beautiful bay where there is great fish in the sea, you're going to see loads and loads of men in boats, 3 and 4 at a time, husband, brother, uncle, on a fishing trip.
Right.
So you're never going to be lacked of being reeled in.
Right.
Because you're in a confined bay surrounded by fishermen. You're always going to be caught.
Okay.
The kicker is you want to be kept.
Right.
And so if you're just preparing yourself to always be ready, let me go. I mean, people, let me tell you, this goes deep. We already got the whole BBL revolution. Okay, that's one. Now we got the Ozempic revolution. That's two.
Oh, God.
Now we got, it's all of this stuff is designed. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not even being funny. All of this stuff is designed, and people don't want to. The problem is we don't want to be honest. We always say, this is for my health. I want to live long. No, you want to live relevant, but we don't want to be honest. Okay. You want to live relevant so that you can, at all times, live your best life and present your best self. That should be a given simply because of who you are. It should have nothing to do with readiness and being ready to be caught. And I think when that conflict of always being concerned with being ready to caught, listen, men may, I know they get the word, he's an idiot. He don't know this, that, other. Listen, men are some of the most aware beings on the planet. He might be dumb and play sleep. He watching how you move in every facet. He just don't say nothing about it, but he looks at the things that you do. Simply because if you're in his care, you're in his care. So when someone is in their care and that's your woman or your wife or whatever, regardless of the little things that you all may have that bump heads, he's looking at all them characteristics. So a man knows when someone is concerned with how he sees them, and he also knows the difference of a woman that's overly concerned with just herself so that she can be ready.
Okay.
And a good thing of this, if you're with a person and they're never ever concerning themselves with how you eat or whether or not did you take a walk, did you go to the gym, if you just hear them saying, yes, I did this, I went to the doctor, they told me I lost 40 pounds. Oh my God. But here you are over there, you like, oh yeah, good for you. But they don't ask you how you are. They concerned with being ready. They're concerned with the holistic picture of the couple. It's supposed to be, if we together, we help each other live our best life together. Right. Or we live our best lives apart. But if we together and you're concerned about you, This is a person that's in self-preservation mode, and
Mhm.
they are concerned with presenting their best self so that they can always appear ready
Right.
while in a pseudo commitment.
Okay. Okay.
Right. That's
Yeah.
one. But, yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. And I really kind of want to go back to something that you had said earlier, and that was our it had to do with our ability to catch somebody
Yeah.
versus our ability to keep somebody.
Yeah.
Because those are two different skill sets, right?
Yeah.
Those are two, they're not completely different, but they're not the same thing. Catching somebody is not the same thing as keeping somebody. And like you said, yeah, as a man, as women, we want to present our best physical selves.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Who, when you go out on a date with somebody, doesn't put on your best looking, jeans and your best looking shirt, and you get your face, what is it, beat, and you got your nails done, and you got your hair did, and you got a pedicure, you got that done too. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, Charles, we sometimes we go to extreme measures. We get BBLs and tummy tucks and liposuction, and all in an effort to make ourselves look attractive,
Yeah.
look appealing. It's interesting, and you mentioned it while I was actually thinking about the whole, when you go fishing, and I've actually been fishing a couple of times. You have to, Charles, you have to put that bait on a hook in order to lure the fish,
Yeah.
so that you can actually capture the fish,
Yeah.
so that you can get the fish.
Yeah.
But once I catch the fish, I've done what I've needed to do.
Yeah.
My body was in such a way that it attracted and it lured the fish in so that I could catch the fish.
Yeah.
But again, this really has nothing to do with being able to keep the fish, does it?
Mm.
It doesn't have anything really to do with the fact that, yeah, I got you, but how now am I supposed to keep you? And again, I think we are just in it for, and here's the thing though, right? So I'm gonna flip the script a little bit on this. For men, traditionally, we're traditionally known as hunters, seekers. Those people who go out and they get the stuff. They out there, they capturing the stuff to take it back to do whatever they want to do with it. But nowadays, Charles, women are doing the same thing as men.
Yeah.
They are also hunters or huntresses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got their bait.
Yeah.
And they're putting themselves out there in order to lure the person that they desire to have. Now, again, you capture the person, you get the person, and for you, that's the culmination of all of your efforts. It is the manifestation of everything that you have desired to do. That I put on this tight dress, I put on this nice suit, I got my hair done, I got my beard shaved, all in an effort to capture somebody.
Yeah.
I got you now. But this has nothing to do with keeping a person. And I think this is where we miss it. This is the reason why you can't keep somebody in a relationship, because you're still operating on the capture. You're not operating on the keeping.
That's it.
Totally different. Again, totally different things. Because what I've done is, in my keeping you, I'm trying to use some of the same things to keep you that I did to capture you. Well, there has to be an adjustment in there. Now, there are some similarities with the keeping that flow from capturing, but there are some differences in the keeping. Number one is, here's the number one thing that we kind of mess up on, that if I'm keeping you, that means in order to keep you, that I have to communicate with you. If I'm not communicating with you, how do I expect to keep you?
Wow.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If I'm going to keep you, then I have to, as I'd like to say, I have to remain engaged with you. I have to continue to hold your interest, and you hold my interest. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to keep you, if I'm going to keep you, then I have to bring you in closer, which means I might have to be vulnerable to you.
Yeah.
This is all a part of keeping, and I'm not going to go through the whole list, but this is all a part of the mechanism of being able to keep somebody. And some of us, again, we're not operating within the parameters of keeping somebody. We're only operating in a parameter to
Get them.
capture somebody,
That's it.
to get them. And that's all that we know. You know what I'm saying? So when that person wakes up and realizes, well, this person, they don't want to keep me.
Yeah.
They walk out
Yeah. Right.
because you haven't done enough to keep them,
Yeah.
capture them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't lock them down. You know what I'm saying? You just let them, they just gone now, you know?
You know what, Keep? So another, when you're speaking into something that I was thinking, when you said when they walk out and they're gone, right? And so the first thing that usually comes is you wasn't about nothing, no way. You just wanted to go over there and cheat. You just wanted to go do that. And granted, in some cases, that is the case. You know, sometimes people didn't have the right intentions.
Right.
Sometimes they really wanted to go and just keep playing, right?
But
not in all cases. And I always say this. If a man has a woman and he's easy to transition from her, doesn't detect enough weighty substance.
Okay, yeah.
The more heavier the woman, we're not just talking about physical.
Right.
The more heavier the woman is in terms of substance, the more slow that man will think about moving away from her.
Yeah.
Because he knows you're not going to find someone like this every day. Right. Sure, she gets on my nerves, I get on hers. But there's a lot of substance that is now in the nowadays when people are in the interview market or whatever world that you're in. A lot of the people, the people that are interviewing, they will say, I see that you have a lot of transferable skills that can apply to this position. So in the world of the man and woman dynamic, men are saying this woman has a lot of transferable substance that works well with my life, with this position. Yeah. And that's usually the woman he's not quick to move away from. All right. My second point. So the first point was, I feel that a lot of women put a lot of emphasis, like we said, they put a lot of emphasis on capturing as opposed to keeping. Now, the other part is found in how I feel women see men. Sometimes the way we see a thing can throw off our whole trajectory in life.
Yeah, that's true.
And when I say the way women see a thing, I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. Women typically, when they see a man, if a man walks into a room, or if he's in the church, he the minister, the pastor, he's at the job, at the club, at the day party, whatever the case. When women encounter a man, they usually break him down in 3 categories. They're going to look at him from the more lusty approach, and they're going to say, so basically, before I go through it, they usually say he can either do something, be something, or he got something. So do something is more lusty. You look at him and you're saying, girl, he look like he can do something. And your mind is, forget about security, forget about the husband, the end game, the having a man, a companion. You're stuck on the attraction piece.
Okay.
And when you see this man, maybe he the lifeguard at the pool, he get out the water, he got bow legs, and he got strapping shoulders, and your mind goes to, he look like he can do something. And so you're already at the point of flesh. Okay. You don't care about nothing in the moment. Your brain automatically goes sexual.
Okay.
Which is a no-win situation for any woman.
All right.
Okay, then the other part is women will say he looked like he can be something, which I think is one of the worst places to be,
Potential.
because that is saying he has potential.
Right. Right.
Potential. The first part of potential is po. And a lot of times, potential keeps you going. Potential part is rarely acquired,
Oh God.
typically on the po side of potential. So the point is, that's another way women look at men. They look, again, sexual potential. And then the last one, he looks like he got something. This conquers the whole security aspect.
Okay.
Now it's about what he can do. I think he looks like a well-to-do, and I don't have to worry about all of these things. He's going to handle it and cover me like what mom said I should find when I'm looking for a husband. So that's why, this is why I said, if you are stuck in a three-pronged visionary perspective, that's kind of, you know what they say about something that got 2 and 3 heads? It's like a monster.
It's a monster. Yeah.
You have to simplify your look at men.
Yeah.
If you just look at a man for sex, or oh my God, he think he fine. Oh my, that's where you're gonna be stuck.
Okay.
Any man, even though, listen, men will show up. Men are some of the most elusive characters on the planet of the earth.
You said
it. Show up and tell you, oh my, hey, I've been looking for something. Oh my God! But in his mind, he already got a woman. He got a wife. He already over there. But in the moment, he's capitalizing on your attraction to him. Because he knows, he can see he ain't dumb. He see you cheesing, smiling, looking at him up and down, looking at his print. He sees all of it. He ain't dumb. So he knows this is not going to be a long affair.
Okay.
This is just a matter of, can we get to a bed and establish a schedule?
Okay.
And that's it.
Wow.
And so the potential guy is typically, as they refer to, the homosexual guy. He's the guy that's, in his mind, he's nice looking enough to catch their attention, and he can typically speak. He got the gift of gab, and he knows how to be opportunistic at the right time. Okay. And the women will say, "Girl, listen, it's hard out here. You gotta get. I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna miss my blessing. I'm gonna give him a chance with this potential. I'm gonna give him a chance. And when you give him a chance, 9 times out of 10, it's a regretful experience.
Wow.
You bring him in, he get in your house. Now he telling you what to do in your house, taking over your house, not paying nothing, staying at your job, not going while you at the job. He at home sleep. Right. All these things that you like, wait, but I thought you had potential. I do. It's just not activated right now. You ain't gonna work. I take care. I'll vacuum while you're gone. Potential. So I'm telling you. So I just think that potential thing is a killer. It could, because potential is attached to desperation. When you feel you're losing hope in the field of love, you begin to experiment. You invest in experiments. And when you're investing in experiments, now is, well, I can change. I can be okay with a few things, long as he got 1 or 2 kids, or as long as they not one, if they not a newborn, I can deal with a couple, as long as he be honest with me and that he ain't got no crazy baby mother. But your core values, you don't really care for that. But you'll take it because you're at a point now of desperation. So you're willing to be like, I'll deal with this. I'll take this. It's okay, blah, blah, blah. You'll take a lot of things in a desperate position, right? So that's why that potential thing, it's a war between standards and giving up. Potential. Either you're going to stick to the standards or you're going to give up. And then the whole security piece. It's all well and good to want somebody who can invalidate your life, complement your life, if you living your best life and love goals and you making six figure as a woman and you want the man to make this, that, and other, fine. Just don't solely look at a man for that, because at the end of the day, it's his money. It's his security. It's his house. It's his car. So you are embedding your mind and your hope into something that has not been an agreement, has not vowed agreement to you yet. One of the best positions for a man that exudes security is the fact that he know you looking at it.
Right.
And he can come down off the hill and mop up the whole neighborhood with his security. Forget about the sexual man. Forget about the potential man. The man who can. He can take over everything and everyone. Because he know at the end of the day, you ain't gonna. How many of us know that unattractive man? He don't look too hot, but he got a bag. He got a bag with him, and he always got the baddest women around. Them women, most of the women, if they're honest, they can make up. I've heard all the stories in the world. No, you don't understand. I got to know him in a way that I don't even see his face no more. He's just that kind of a guy. Yeah, right. You went blind because of the almighty dollar. That dollar make you blind. That good credit will make you blind. Heck, it does it to men. You get somebody who is A+, you forget about a lot of things. Physically, they don't line up for you. Sexually, they don't line up for you. In some cases, morally, they don't line up for you. But the dollar blinds. So we go above and we do it anyway. So let's see. We're going to shift into the show. Miss Country says, why can't some men keep a woman? Now, Catrice, we're going to get this on. We're going to move this on. All right. I like this. Okay.
Here we go.
When men don't keep women, it is usually because they don't want to. Period, point blank. When men are hunters, when have you seen, look at those African National Geographic shows we used to always see back in the day. Whenever they would show the tribe men with the spears and they going out into the woods, you always saw them going in forward motion until they came back with deer, lion, and whatever they had they were looking for, they came back with it. They didn't quit. Right. So I'm saying that to say men don't quit when they want something. If they quit, they have lost interest in it.
That's true.
Or they've lost faith in it.
Yeah.
Or they don't have security as a safe place in it. That's why men don't keep a woman. Because for the most part, women, y'all know, when a man really, really wants you, he almost act lame because you get mad because he's doing all these nice things. He's trying his best to stay in your good grace, Catrice. He trying to stay in y'all good grace. Then y'all turn around and say, I need somebody that's going to tell me no. Cuss at me a little bit. Act mean. I don't got time for no nice man. Why did he offer to pay my light bill? I told him I'm not broke. I make 6 figures. Leave. You got to understand, this is why it's like, if you're not going to appreciate what he brings, then why be present? You don't appreciate what he's going to bring, why he's going to be present? He's going to go. Men stay where they feel valued and where they know substance is. Substance can look like anything. It can look like many things for different men. It all depends on what he deems valuable.
Yeah.
Whatever he deems valuable, like me and Adam could view 2 different things valuable, but I can guarantee you those 2 different things are weighty things towards our life. Right. So everybody is going to look at their honor system differently as to what they deem something they want to keep and not get rid of or not. And we're not trying to beat up on the women. We're just talking about this in this show because because this is a prevalent topic where it's kind of said a lot about this whole I'm tired of being single. I mean, y'all see the same internet I see. Hello. Tonight's conversation and all them ladies get up there. Why do y'all men? How come y'all want this? The same thing everywhere. It's a plague. So
Right.
it's like I don't think this is happening for no reason because men are territorial. I don't see no men who if he really likes somebody, he's just saying, I'm just using you as an example, Catrice. Catrice, I think I'm gonna go ahead I'm finna leave and let you go and keep living your best life. I appreciate the little time we had, even though you're perfect for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk away. We don't do that. If we think you're perfect, then we make sure you stand erect with us. We ain't going to think that you're perfect and then willfully walk away from you. Willfully.
Mhm.
If you look, a lot of our exits that happen between men and women, it is at the hands of our own selves, whether the man or the woman. He
Mhm.
self-sabotages with his behavior. She self-sabotages with her behavior. We got to kind of this blame game thing that we got going on here. It happens a lot, but truth be told, you have women who say they want something, which is my third point.
Mhm.
I really think a lot of men leave because they discover that when they get women, the women don't know what they want. You can spell it out to your friends, cry on your girlfriend's shoulder over a bottle of liquor, Don Julio, and say that you want somebody and you're tired of this and I'm bored. I can't do this single life. But as soon as a man comes, you don't know what you want. And men, if nothing a man can detect, is a woman who doesn't know what she wants. And look and listen, the cousin to not knowing what you want is when a man can tell. It's like she says she wants this, but she don't really love herself.
Oh wow.
That's the big one. I'm not even funny. That whole love yourself piece is
Support.
and then if nothing makes a man walk off faster than a man seeing that. Now, here's the thing: if a man sees that a woman doesn't love herself adequately, and he leaves, that's a gift. Because a lot of men will see you not loving yourself and will exploit the mess out of you
Unfortunately.
simply because they can. They realize, oh, she sweat me more than she sweat herself.
Right.
She call me more than she look in the mirror and tell herself I'm beautiful. She
Right.
do this and this and this, all this and that, and don't even love herself. So you got some men that will see that and will rake you across the coals, use you up and down one side of the street and back. So if a man leaves, that's amen. Let him. It may not feel good, but if he leaves, he's doing you a solid.
Yeah.
Because he could stay and wreak havoc, but
Right.
the fact that he's leaving, he just saying that just says, I'm not going to judge you, mama, but this don't really work for me. Period, point blank. And so, go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't know the tangent.
I mean, you got, but we,
Yeah,
when you start getting oddly specific, I'm like, ooh, somebody got hit. Uh-oh. But real, let me. I want to spin the block on this for a hot second. I want to kind of tear it down and then build it back up in an interesting way. So the question is, of course, how does a woman keep a man or what like that? And so one of the things that I started to consider was, like I said before, what are the tools that are being used in order to capture a man, right? What are the tools that are being used to capture a man? Is it a physical thing? Is it a sexual attraction thing?
Mm.
Is it a money thing?
Mm.
Is it an emotional thing?
Wow.
Is it a material thing or a clout thing? And I think all of these have different applications depending on who you are and where you are in your personal life. Because these things, you can use these to attract and lure a particular person. This is true on both sides. I'm just using women right now, but this is true on both sides.
Yeah.
It's true for men. It's also true for women that we
Yeah.
can use these things. Okay. And so one of my questions that I want us to consider is the fact that in your process of your pursuit for that particular one in your life, are you presenting your authentic self? Because when you present your authentic, genuine self, that is something that is not easily resisted. As a matter of fact, when you present your authentic self for who you actually are and not who you're trying to present yourself as, most men, and help me with this, Charles, most men want you to present yourself as you really are, not as how you want us to see you as.
Correct.
We want to see you for who you really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying don't put on makeup. I'm not saying don't dress up. I'm not saying don't get your nails done. I'm not saying don't get your hair done. But beyond all of the veneer of the physicality of how you present yourself, we want you to present you.
Yeah.
Your heart, your soul, your intellectualism, your spirituality, your emotionalism. We want that aspect more than we want the physical aspect. Now, again, I'm not downplaying the whole sexual attraction thing. That does play a part, but it's not as big as you think that it is. We understand that sex is only a small part of it. If let me rephrase that. It's a medium part of it for some of us. It's a medium part. Okay, it plays a part, but it doesn't necessarily always educate the decision to establish a relationship with somebody.
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about the fact that you captured him, but will he keep you? You captured him, but will he keep you? Now, you did what you did, and you got your person. And now it's up to not up to the other person, but it is somewhat predicated upon whether or not they have any intentions on keeping you. Because if you're in a real relationship, y'all, there's an exchange that needs to happen. This shouldn't be one-sided. This shouldn't just be, okay, me capturing you, and now I got to do everything to keep you. No, if we're in a real relationship, I want to keep you. You captured me, but I want to keep you. And so as you've captured me, I'm showing you, yeah, I want to be kept. And then when I keep you, you keep me, I keep you. We're doing the same thing to each other. So it's not just one-sided, but it's both of us coming at it for one another. Now, here's the thing that here's the real question that we need to talk about. Let's talk about this real quick. The person that you have, and I think, Charles, you kind of alluded to this, the person that you have, are they worth keeping? Let me tell y'all something. Some of these jokers you got, you don't need them.
Yeah.
Some of these people that you have in your life, you need to cut them off because they're not adding anything to your life. And this is the next thing I want us to address. The person that you have, are they worth keeping in your life? Do they bring value to your life?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times our definitions and parameters for value are not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a print. So what? What's your credit score like? Are you paying your bills on time?
It don't matter. You got the print. Go ahead. He girl, you got the print. I'll give it 300. Okay.
This is what I'm saying. We reduce it to such a low denominator that we miss everything else in the process. Now, you might be going through your rotation phase where all that matters to you is the print. But the reality is, if you want this relationship to last, ladies and gentlemen, if you want your relationship to have some longevity, if you want your relationship to have some viability, it's got to be more than the physicality of who they are. It's got to go deeper than just that. Okay? Here's the other thing that you need to consider when you're talking about remaining or trying to keep somebody. The other question is, are you going to allow the person that you have to keep you? We talked about you capturing them, But now they decide that they want to keep you. Are you going to do your part in order to be kept by them? Or are you still in the club looking for the next one?
Wow.
Oh, you're not going to like this one, Charles. Are you still in the church
Oh.
looking for the next one?
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset nobody. Are you still in the school looking for the next one? You still outside looking for the next one because you don't think you can be kept by the one that you have right now. So you want to play the game. You want to play the game. My next question is this: what do you actually offer that they want to keep? And again, we have to move beyond. We got to move beyond the physicality, the sexuality of what is presented before us, and we have to move into the deepness, the profundity of who we are as people, and understand that I'm more than what you see on the outside. But there's a whole nother dimension on the inside that you have yet to tap into, that you've yet to realize who I am as a person, my vulnerabilities, my intellectualism, my spirituality. You have yet to tap into that because you're stuck at this particular door of how I look.
Yeah.
We have to move beyond that now. And this is how you're able to keep somebody. Because now we're not just considering one dimension of this person, but we're considering all dimensions of this person.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being honest, Charles, I don't want just one aspect of who you are. I want all of you. I want to keep all of you, not just one piece of you. Yeah. I want all of you. I'm a greedy person. If you're in a relationship, you want to be a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
You say, I'm not satisfied with just pieces here and pieces there. I want all of you in this relationship. That's how we're going to be kept. That's how you keep a man.
Oh, wow.
That's how you keep a woman, right?
Listen. Oh, go ahead.
No, because I remember having a conversation, and this is interesting because you kind of started this between me and Maria.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
What we doing? What we doing? Are we going to date around, or are we going to be exclusive? Are we going to give pieces of ourselves to each other, or are we only going to allow each other to have each other and keep each other in that way?
Wow,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, just as a sum, I'll circle back and then I'll go forward. Mm-hmm. As you were just alluding to, and what I had said before is the bottom line is this: you keep a man by first keeping you.
Yeah.
When men see that you don't keep you, he is saying to himself, you can't expect anyone to love what you first don't love about you.
Exactly. Real talk.
So basically, keep you. When men become more intrigued, when they see a hard line in the sand as it pertains to the boundaries of how you love you.
Yeah.
We come in and purposefully look to see how we can disrupt it. Yeah. And we become intrigued when we can't. That's just the bottom line. If we can, this is how men go on to the next and to the next, because they come in and they are able to disrupt what they are really looking for to be a brick wall. They're really hoping for it to be a brick wall because that makes them say, finally, substance. Mm-hmm. But if he keeps rolling up on the same turned trick, he continues to keep on turning. And that just keeps on going and on and on. And so at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Women are some of the best. Like when a woman is in her right place, she's amazing with her bills. She can raise the kids with her eyes closed. She keeps the house clean. She's amazing with all those things. So if you can create that boundary, that lifestyle like that for yourself, simply ask yourself, or this is to the single woman, ask yourself, am I livable? Look at yourself like a house. Am I livable? Then say to yourself, can this potential man inhabit in my presence? Okay. How will he fare being with me day to day? talking to me? Do I worry him too much? Am I gonna be a bugaboo? Am I always doing the most, or am I even?
Okay.
You know, you got to ask yourself. Then here's the other reality. Before you put it all on yourself, ask yourself: can he himself be kept? Like I'm worried about him leaving, but do he know how to be kept?
We want to be kept, yeah. Real talk.
Got to consider that part. And here's the other part: is he a person that will stay?
Right.
Or is he a person that you already look down at his feet? You know how them kids back in the day had them shoes with the wheels on it. Some
yeah.
that light up. They got the wheels to leave and the lights to draw the next one. So it's that kind of thing. And so, yeah, I mean, listen, this whole thing is just, it's getting to a point where it's ugly. The way where we are at today is it's a war. And so, ladies, listen, I promise you, some of this stuff may come out sounding hard, but we are not bashing women. This is just really a contribution to give you an idea of how men see it. And so I'll tell you, I know we say this probably towards the end of it, but one of the biggest reasons men leave, and I know y'all tired of hearing this, but they leave because women do not like to take accountability. That's a big one. It's just the bottom line. And accountability, listen, accountability is so sexy. That's why I don't understand why women run from it. But it's sexy to see a woman to say, you know what? You got me touche. Okay, baby, I'm gonna work on that. Because we don't have no choice but to be accountable. Because we gonna get raked over the coal until we do.
Yeah.
We just don't. It's gonna think about this, ladies. We talking about a fair exchange. Let's think about this. If a man say the wrong thing, so wait a minute, we ain't finna change that conversation before you fix that right now. Hold on, wait.
Wait a minute.
No, we can't. So we don't have no choice. So then if it's that part, then if it's not that, now if they do walk away, we still don't avoid the accountability because now you're gonna act funny. You give me the funny energy. And in some cases, she ain't giving him the box. She closed the box up because she being funny. So all of these things are ploys to come front and center and say, you know what, baby? Like Eddie Murphy said years ago in his stand-up Raw, okay, I'm sorry. We come back and we fold. And we always got to come and do accountability. But some women know they be dead wrong in their thoughts, actions, and in some cases, their infidelity. But still will turn around and say, well, if you was on your job, I wouldn't have been at his house. What does that got to do with anything? If you don't, like at a job, they don't hire they don't hire another employee at the same time that you're working and they're unhappy with you. You know what they do? They call you in, put you on a warning. If it doesn't change, they release you. It don't give you the right to say because you ain't happy and you wasn't doing this for me, so I dipped out over there. That ain't no excuse.
No. That's not how that works.
Be accountable. I guarantee you, the more accountability that starts to happen in relationships on mutual submission, the better relationships you will see. Yeah. But nowadays, men are so resentful. They don't tell you this, ladies, but I hear it every day. Men are resentful because they are with women that they love, or they want to grow to love, or have the intentional interest to go somewhere with. But when they bring up things that are disturbing or concerning, it's always turned around and it's made to feel like this could be this. To me, when I hear this, it sounds like somebody scratching the chalkboard. Well, it is a reaction. No, it ain't. It's a stinking action. It ain't no reaction. It's in you. So we got to deal with that. Stop blaming the man for what you do. Own it. It's sexy. Stop running. I know that I believe, I'm not even a woman, Adam, but I'm going to tap into a headspace. I believe.
Be careful.
I'm not going to anyway. So listen, I believe.
Be careful.
And I believe women don't like accountability because it takes too much from them. And I think women like to feel level. If we already are women and we already are hoping and trusting that you rise to the occasion as a man, that you provide us with security, that you are a provider, that you're going to be a good man, and I can trust in you and build with you. So we already are riding on that. So the more you ask of me, now the more vulnerable I become.
Okay.
If you're asking me to be accountable, now I'm losing my leverage. And while we're on that same topic, booty is not leverage. I'm going to tell you this. Booty don't keep no grown man.
Wow.
Man, trust me. Let's dispel all the lies. No food to his stomach keeps the man. We can order out. We can get the Uber Eats. We can go over there. We can go to Aunt Shirley's house. Whatever. Food is not the way to his heart and keep him. No, it ain't. I'm going to say it again. Booty is not leverage. That's not what keeps a man. Say it again. The only thing that keeps men is the way he sees you. If he sees you as weighty and a woman of substance for his life, he keeps you. You can think that you had the box of all days and you do all the sexual tricks. It's too many other women out here to experiment on, to be concerned with one. If that's all he was worried about, it ain't going to keep him. I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
we got to dispel that whole trick, because the sex thing has been the culprit of so much dysfunction in our culture, in relationships, in all of this. But it's to me, it is the big culprit behind a lot of our dismay in relationships. But that's because we have weaponized it, and we think that if I can break him off or break her off, I'm gonna do, yeah, Bruce said cooking and cleaning. Yeah, I'm saying we're in a day and time where people are self-sufficient. Men are self-sufficient. I don't care if he got one black couch and a tiger rug. He know how to keep it.
Not a tiger rug.
Noodles and noodles in his refrigerator. He know how to cook them. Men can be self-sufficient. He don't need it. So you got to concentrate on the things that keep, not the things that capture. Because think about it, if you spend your whole life focused on being ready to be caught, you are slowly finessing and becoming a professional mirage. Guess what? There is nothing on this planet that is something that is put there to allure that has grips enough to keep, unless the work is put in. Think about all the things that we see out here. It looks good, but when you get up on it, it's slippery. It's going to slide on off. So the only way you keep people, you got to put in the time to show and prove who you are. Let the people see who you are, because if you are wearing a mask all the time to be ready, all we see is your imposter. We don't see you. If you always in drag mode, as we do in today's time, we look halfway drag today. We just do.
What the heck?
All we see is the costume. If all we see is the best life, the best selfie, the best place, I'm over here. Who are you behind all that? Because I'm not marrying the person that's sitting across me at thick 48. I'm marrying the person that's just simplistic in their lowest place. Period. And so we focus too much on being up here and showing up here when that's who we can't consistently sustain that person.
Right.
So this is why you got to show people the ebbs and flows and the balances of who you are. And that gives people a chance to say, you know what? I can appreciate the fact that you were being genuine and transparent. I can feel that. You're not trying to be perfect or none of that, but you're showing me who you really are. You know what I'm saying? I think when we come with that, we lose all that stress, because it is stress trying to constantly impress, constantly show your best side of the selfie, which is the best side of your life. We all run around wanting you to see the best of our life when that's not who we are day to day. We go off camera and off for selfie pictures, and we live an entirely different life. That's the life you want the person to fall in love with, not the one that you have to make up. So if you constantly are out here, think about it. I know a person, Adam, that got first of all, they weren't, people got to start appreciating who they are. This particular person wasn't bad physically. Okay, they would be classified what you would call thick, but they still were shapely. I'm just being honest. They were shapely, but that person wanted to go above and beyond. Went and got a BW, and now I'm perfect. Waist look like you done lost 2 ribs. All just bullet holes in the back and the side. You know how the back look like a bullet holes in the spine and in the front. Like, what is going on here? So you got that. So now you look perfect in the clothes.
Oh God!
And I promise you not. A year goes by, and the person gains the weight back.
Right, gains the weight.
And what they did, went right back again. Wow. 64 months later to do it again. Wow. And for what? To go right back. So my point is, be yourself. Because you ain't gonna think about it. I don't care if it's these shots for Ozempic or if it's going to get stuff cut and nipped and tucked. Guess what? If you don't change your eating habits,
it's gonna go right.
Come into reality with your metabolism of who your body weight is in your family, it's going to come right back. It promise you it is. It's going to come right back. And most people will lose the weight, eat the weight again, and there it is. So the point is, nature is letting us know, be yourself. Men, think about all these men that you see online he got all these chain Cuban links and all these double R trucks and cars and all these fine women with him. Some of them BBL, some of them not. Guess what? The finest of the finest are preparing to be top tier, but still being cheated on in here. They top tier looking on the shoulder. You ain't gonna say nothing about it. The Remy weave is in place. It's way down there. Look at all this, and the body is bam, bam, boom. And guess what he gonna do? Baby, are we going home after this? I gotta make a stop first, but I'm gonna drop you off and I'll be back. He gonna be back because he going over there to Keisha house, and he gonna spend the night over there, wake up and tell you that he overslept and that he was at Keith's house and he was at Keisha house.
He's out.
Keith's name in the phone. He changed Keith's name in the phone to Keith.
Wow.
Man, we got to be realistic with this world out here. And again, I know we all want to look good. It's a lot of pressure today to look good. But if you can't keep it up and sustain it, be yourself. Because one of the worst things to do is remember that movie, and we'll cut it off. Remember the Clumps, Professor Clump. Mm-hmm. So remember that time he had became Buddy Love and he was all confident and he was his best self, running all around. The ladies started liking him even more. He went to the comedy place. He was like, I'm feeling my best. He joned the man out at the comedy place, all of that, only to go back one day and all of a sudden, boom, hey, boom, the weight came right back. The malfunction brought the weight right back. And now he was back to Buddy Love. Wow. So the point is, we got to stop playing these games with reality. Your natural self is who you are. And you can't be God at being God. Who you are is who you are, unless you're going to become an avatar. So we got to stop all this stuff. Be yourself. A man want to love you for you. He don't want to love you for the person you want to be. He wants to love you for the person you are. Anyway, all right. That's enough. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. I know it's a little hard today, but it was all love, I promise you. On another note, before we go, Mr. Ford and I have been working behind the scenes on a book. The book is entitled Love Through His Eyes. And all it really is it's a male approach on how we see love.
Yeah.
Adam is covering his journey from childhood to where he is, and he comes into the marriage perspective. I cover from childhood to where I am from the single journey to the point beforehand. So the point is, it's a good blend in the mix, and it offsets very well. We got a few surprises in there. We got some, some people giving some forewords that's amazing. So it's some good things coming together. But it's put it like this: it's in the oven, and it's getting close to being done. But we're putting it on your radar and letting you guys know when we have this. We will definitely be promoting it and doing all things book and all of that stuff. So we appreciate y'all. Remember, it's called Love Through His Eyes.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised when you start seeing us put promos out and things like that. And don't judge us. Anyway.
No, they're going to judge you for the show. That's what's going to happen. They about to get you on the show, bro.
It's all love. Y'all know it's all love. I promise you. Like, to me, this is real talk. Gone are the days, Adam, where I was opportunistic and I didn't care what the woman thought, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just at a place now where if I can sew back in to say the painful things, but it helps, then that's good. We got enough losses. L's out here. So whatever we can be armed with to help us come out of it different, then that's what's needed. So, Now, Ford, next week I may have a conflict, but I'll let you guys know. I may have a work conflict, but if I do, I'll let you know in advance. Okay. But if not, if we don't for some reason, we'll do it either maybe the day after or the following week. We'll figure it out. Anyway, much love to y'all. Again, thank y'all for continuing to support Unique Perspectives Love Talk Radio. And again, like we said, be on the lookout for Love Through His Eyes. Coming to a world near you. We'll be in touch and holler at y'all next time.
No, that's not great.
Now, Adam, before we go, another way to keep a man is sign up for the program called I'm Glued to You. It's $49.99 a month, and you get consistent phone calls. You get 2 planned date nights, 1 or 2, beat down sessions. You get church visits. It's Hypocrite Central. You get church. You go to church on Sunday. Go to your people's house for their cookout. You might even go off site overseas. But anyway, that's if you got a passport. But anyway,
any trips involved? We got any trips involved? Are we taking them on trips? Are we taking them international or something?
International service, $49.99. I'm glued.
I mean, if you really thought about it, you could do like tiers, different tiers, get you different features. They're probably like, "Oh my God, Adam, are you serious?"
Oh gosh. Oh Lord, but no, listen, no, we can have the church man, but
Right, church.
he's going to be the model church man. He's
Right.
not going to bother you ladies when he says we need to have Bible study. You know, when you hear a man tell you let's have Bible study, just know it's a trick. It is not no Bible study. If a man want to have Bible study, he's going to be serious right there on that pew next to you in the church. He's going to pull open scriptures up and say, look right here now in Revelation, it says here this. And if he says we can take this to your house, you already know he don't want to get on his knees to pray.
It's gonna be some studying going on.
Yeah, we're gonna have a church man, the fun guy package. You know, the ladies always want the man that he just no responsibility, but he's fun. So he got tattoos and he's been in jail a few times, but he's just fun. Okay, got the fun man. Then we're gonna have the lame man, the man that comes with he's everything in place. He's telling you you're great and beautiful. He's paying the babysitter $200 to take you out for the day. Your kids can watch all of that. We're gonna do all that. Then we're gonna have the scam guy. The scam guy that's gonna be telling you he likes you, but you better keep your purse close because he might get your credit cards.
We're gonna get
all the kind of stuff. We're gonna have all of this. It's gonna be good.
Oh my God. Danielle is like, what? She's like, what? What is going on? What happened?
Oh Lord. All right, y'all. Much love. We'll get up out of here. Stop playing. Anyway, we'll see y'all next time.
That's a